Hey y'all, it's Kat. Welcome back to my channel. Some of you have been asking me how I cook my collards. Well, I'm going to show you right now. Welcome to my Southern Farming Kitchen.
Tell you everything I've seen.
Okay, y'all, this right here, I keep this in the fridge all the time. It's got a lid on it. That's bacon fat. I keep it in the fridge at all times. My grandmama did it. Both grandmamas did it. Every aunt I ever had did it. Even some of my uncles did it. But around here, we save our bacon fat because it's good seasoning. So I can't make any apologies for that at all. But I am going to add a little bit of bacon to the fat and render it down because I like to put crunchy bacon on top of the collards. Sometimes I cook it right on in there with it, but today I'm craving that crunchy bacon. So I'm going to get these collards cleaned and prepped and get them in the pot. Y'all, it has just started raining and it just feels like the perfect day for a collard green. Been asked a couple of times this week about my collards since the live chat the other night. Everybody found out, or asked what the first thing I learned how to cook was. Well, it was collards. So everybody in this area cooks collards a little bit different. So no judgment here on how you cook your collards. I'm going to tell you, you put them in front of me, I'm going to eat them. I don't care how you cook them. So I've already washed them, and I'm going to give them a cut like so. I kind of like to ribbon mine, but any way you do it is fine. Big hunks, small hunks. Some people make chopped collards. Chopped collards are fine too. It doesn't matter to me, I'm telling you. But I do remove a little bit of the stalk. I'm not a huge fan of the stalk. My daddy wasn't a huge fan of the stalk either. But, to each their own. You can certainly eat it. There's no problem there. But like I said, I'm going to ribbon these out just like that, just that one turn. And I'm going to go ahead and get these cleaned and ready. It's just 2 small heads. It's not, a lot of collards. I'm really the only one in the house that truly loves them. So I'm going to get them cleaned and get them in the pot. And then peel my potatoes. And y'all, I'm having collards.
Went for a walk with the stars last night. Did not believe that I would end up right. Lucky endings were not something for me. I drove around all across the land. Thought that I was caught in a one-man band. But playing all those sad and lonely songs. My faith was lost, my hope.
Guess who cut her finger? Yeah, I had to stop filming there for a second. I very rarely cut myself when I'm cutting up vegetables or something, but y'all, I just was looking at the rain. I don't know what happened to me. I just said, look at the rain and not what you're doing and see if you can cut your finger off. So, yeah, I did that. So, let me get back to these collards, y'all. Holy moly.
You're a rebel, getting into trouble. You are kinda like a fire, like a fire, like a fire. Unpredictable, so original. You are never backing down, backing down, backing down. That's what I like about you. So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in to lose or win. Real things up to knock 'em down. It's the way we keep our high, moving like a hurricane. There will
to the pot with the bacon fat, I added 2 cups of chicken stock and half a cup of water. And you're gonna add liquid as you go if you need it. Ooh, how'd you get in there? Too big. But you're gonna add liquid as you go because you don't know exactly how much water your collards have in it, and they're gonna cook down. So don't put too much to start with. Kind of like cooking cabbage. You don't want to put too much liquid in it until you know exactly what you're dealing with. But they're going to cook down, and you're going to keep adding them to the top because it's rounded over. But after they cook down, you're actually not going to have a whole lot of collards. That's why at Thanksgiving and Christmas, when I cook collards, I probably do about 4 large head. Collards are grown locally here. So they are fresh out the dirt, and I get huge heads of collards and way bigger than what you got here. I mean, this is probably half a head because I don't know if you've ever seen collards in the garden. They're big. I mean, huge. Sometimes they're 4 foot or more in diameter. So I'm going to let this cook down just a little bit. I'm going to peel my potatoes and get those in there. And I might make some cornmeal dumplings. We'll see. Okay, so they've cooked down quite a bit by about half. And I've added my potatoes. That's just 3 potatoes I peeled and diced. You can add as many as you want. It's up to you. You don't even have to have them in there. But I like them in there. So I'm going to let this cook down until the potatoes just start to get a little bit tender. And I'm going to add just a few cornmeal dumplings.
Looking for my mother's eyes as I'm staying close to the mirror. A lock of gold, a secret smile, little things I remember.
The cornmeal dumplings are fairly easy. This is 2/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour, and then this is 1/3 of a cup of yellow cornmeal, a little bit of pepper, and a little bit of salt, just a little bit. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of onion powder. Kind of gives it that hush puppy taste, I think. Alright, now, what I've got here is some of the pot liquor from the collards and a little bit of water to cool it down. I'm going to add just a little bit as I go here until I get it to the consistency that I want. And everybody's recipe for this is different too, but this is the easiest one for me because it's a small amount. I don't have to make a great big amount of cornmeal dumpling mix. It's basically just trial and error. I mean, to say that I have an exact recipe, no. This is just how I do it. I do the 2/3 flour, the 1/3 cornmeal, and, you know, a little salt, pepper, pot liquor. Onion powder is optional. I like it because it gives it that North Carolina hush puppy taste to me. See, we're getting there. Oop, there's a collard that was in my pot liquor. That's alright. Going right back in there with the rest of them. Yeah, that's coming together just how I want. I'm actually not going to add any more. So it's just incorporated enough to where you can roll them and not have a loose dumpling. So let me show you. That's just the way you want it. Just like that. Alright. Now, let me get a plate here. Show you how I mix these up. If you hear a crash, it's because I pulled that that plate out of the sink. So you're just going to roll them They're actually a little stickier than I wanted them to be. Just going to roll them like that and just make, just make a little dumpling. So I'm going to go ahead and get these made up and get them in the pot. I forgot to tell you to wet your hands because it just makes them so much easier to roll. So sorry about that. Wet your hands just a little bit, keep them damp, and you can roll your dumplings without, much trouble at all. Alright, so I used it all. That's what I got, which is perfect for us. You can easily double that and you'll be good to go. Alright, I'm going to get these in the pot. I can't wait, y'all. I'm so excited. Okay, set your cornmeal dumplings right on top of your collards. And you want them at about medium low. Don't touch them. I can't stress that enough. Just let them sit there for at least 5 minutes. And then give them a flip and let the other side cook for another 5 minutes. And then you can fold them into your collards. But if you try to do it now, you're going to have a mess. You're going to break them all to pieces and it's not going to be any good. So I'm going to let them sit, give them a flip, and then fold them in. Now, y'all, that is some home cooking right there. That is what I was raised on. This is how I learned how to cook. Of course, I've spread my wings and I do my own thing, but that's what I was brought up on. All right, y'all, you asked for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, and God bless.